Hey, everybody. It is your favorite entrepreneur here, Susan Charlie, and new publisher over at Small House Publishing LLC. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our very first installation in our workshop series at Small House Publishing. I am so excited tonight. The whole day has just been building up to all this excitement, right? So if you are here and you are live with us, I want you to post some comments so we can see, say hello, introduce yourselves. Let me see who's on the stream with us. I'm excited. I'm excited to have my girl here tonight. We are not going to waste any time because, listen, I told you bring your notebooks. I got my notebook. So I'm ready. I'm ready to take notes. I'm ready to jump on in. So comment, let me know that you guys are here on this good YouTube, on this good Tuesday rainy afternoon. If you have not already, I'm sure you've already subscribed because you got the email to get the link. But if you have not already followed Small House Publishing on Facebook, please do so. And if you're not already following us on Instagram, also follow us on Instagram. Okay. All right. So I want to do a quick intro of our facilitator for tonight. This is something that we're going to do often. Like I said before, and in the email that I put out, I want to be able to add value to the people who have joined our publishing community. So whether you are an author already, an aspiring author, just a creative, want to be able to add value. So it's not just sign up for our website and then get all of our email updates, but I want to be able to provide these workshops. This one is free. But we're going to have even more workshops coming up. Some will be free, some won't. But for right now, I wanted to make sure that you guys see how much we value you as our clients. A lot of our clients are going to be on tonight. I'm really, really excited about that because we really are trying to build a strong community. And I chose this as one of our first topics because we are in a new year. Shout out to 2021. We're in a new year, and I want to make sure that we are equipped with everything that we need to be successful in this new year, no matter what the year may bring, right? Because some of us are fearful and apprehensive about even making any declarations about 2021 because of how 2020 went. But we are going to be talking about that spirit of fear tonight and how to overcome it, how to overcome the spirit and that fear of not being good enough. I struggle with that. I know so many other people struggle with that. And so we're tackling that tonight. So we're going to get started. I'm going to read the bio for our facilitator because when people have receipts, okay, you respect the receipts and you read the bio. So Mazda Miles is a professional fire starter, speaker, podcast host, entrepreneur, and self-described results fanatic. She's the founder and principal of Perfection Events, an award-winning Philadelphia-based firm that produces meetings and events worldwide. She's also the chief fire starter at her business consulting firm, Mazda Miles and Company, which provides consulting and mentoring of women entrepreneurs through their Fire Starter Mentoring Program. As a past president of the National Association of Women Business Owners, Greater Philadelphia chapter, the first woman of color to hold this position in 2 decades, she is also a respected voice in the conversation on diversity and inclusion, both regionally and nationally. As host of Restrooms and Boardrooms podcast, she informs and inspires women on the topics of business, entrepreneurship, leadership, culture, and life. So I need y'all to clap it up. Oh, I see y'all on here. Hey, Yolanda, Michelle, Nikki, Carla, thank you so much. If you are here and you're joining us on YouTube, please comment in the comment section so we can see who we have online with us tonight. I want y'all to put your hands together. Get your notebooks out, girl. I got mine. I am ready as we welcome into the room Miss Mazda Mouse.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Susan. Thank you so much.
Hey.
Hi.
So this is also my business mentor. I am joining the mentorship program. I'm gonna do tonight.
All right.
Tonight. Tonight, okay, because this is my mentor. This is the person that gave me my start, that push that I needed to like really go forth and like pursue my entrepreneurial dreams. And this is a person that I call, that I text, that I ask questions to. And she is such a light amongst all of the people that she has the opportunity to mentor, myself included. And so I'm going to jump out your way, easy breezy. Okay, we're going to open up at the end of the workshop for some Q&A. And so if you have questions throughout the teaching, feel free to put them in the comment section. And we're going to try to get to as many of them as possible by the end. All right, so I'm about to be in the audience with y'all. So y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Yes, give me some claps and some comments. Let me know that you are. Hey, Mary Martin, Tiffany Mercer Robbins is here. Erica Durant is on the line with us.
Mercer. Come on, Tiffany.
All right, so we're going to get right into it right now.
All right. Well, thank you, Susan. Susan, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. First of all, some of you I know personally. You see, I just shouted somebody out. Some of you I know from afar, and some of you I'm just connecting with tonight. I am super excited, so excited that you agreed to join us on this, what is a weekday evening, and agreeing to be with us while we talk about this overcoming, right? This fear of not being good enough. I'm just excited. I'm grateful for this safe space that is created for all of us to share and to learn and to grow together. I am, yes, going to give you some of my own tools, some of my own tips. I'm going to share transparently some things that I have struggled with and overcome, and some things that we still struggle with, because the struggle, it doesn't end. It's just a new thing kind of comes. And so I want to really get into it. But really quickly, I want to just get a feel for the room. I always do this, and I want to ask a few questions. So if you all will indulge me. So first of all, I want to know if you have an idea, something creative, a project, a business, a book, because this is Small House Publishing, that you want to launch, you have an idea about, but you haven't done anything about that yet. Put a one in the comments if you're like, I haven't done anything yet, because that fear has been kind of holding me back and I haven't done anything. I want to see if I get any ones in the comments and how many are there. So that's the first one. I want to see if who falls in that one category. All right. And so number two, secondly, I'm going to ask if you have started some of those projects. If you're one of, I see the ones coming up. Thank you. Keep telling me if you're a one. The second one is if you have ideas and you've actually started, but fear has somehow, like, you've gotten stuck in it. Like you started, but you got stuck. You didn't go any further because you were like, I don't know. I got to a point and I'm not sure what to do with that. Put a two. Let me know if you're that person that's like, I started some stuff, y'all. I started some stuff, but I didn't finish it because fear got the best of me. Don't be scared. Let me tell you, I've been in the 1, 2, and 3 category. So look where I am today. And I haven't made it yet. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I don't believe in saying you made it, but let me know who my twos are. All right. I see some ones and some twos coming in. Now, number 3 is if you have launched, you've really launched it, you've gotten into it, and you've had some success, but then the obstacles are what put a damper and halted your progress. You were getting there. You really, now 1 is you didn't start it at all. 2 is you started, but you just got stuck because fear stopped you. Number 3 is something else happened, and that's what made you fearful. That's why you stopped. I want to know how many 3s I have in the audience, so I have an idea of where you guys are on your journey. Something happened, something crazy happened, something that created fear in you, right? Some kind of obstacle, some kind of stumbling block, and you're like, man, I don't even know if I should do this anymore. I don't even know if that dream is feasible. I don't even know if that business will work anymore. All right. I see some 3s in there. All right. So Susan, I call her Susie, shared a little bit about me already. I want to get into this. But one of the things that I want to share is, and that wasn't included in my bio, is that all of this success came at a cost. A lot of mistakes, a lot of missteps, a lot of failures were mixed into the journey. And yes, I've said many times, what I say many times is I have not made it. I am still making it. And by saying that I am still making it, I mean I'm still making mistakes. But what I've learned about mistakes and about failure is that failure is a gift. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. I've learned to use the failure as a lesson and to help me to progress even further. Even though it hurt and it stung, I've learned to use that and to help me to progress, to make progress in whatever I wanted to. And so, yes, so what? I've made a lot of money. So what? I've built a 7-figure business, all of that, but it came at a cost. I've also lost a lot of money. I've also had things completely cave, and I had to learn how to get beyond the obstacles. I had to learn how to start the thing that I was scared to start. I had to learn how to continue the thing when my own fears were just, I don't know what to do next. And I had to learn how to get back up when something was failing or a block or a stumbling block got in my way. And so I am here to help you do the same. All right. So I want to set some expectations. I believe in always setting expectations. I believe that time is so valuable. I don't want to waste your time. I come prepared. I come prepared to give you my tools and my tips and my insight. And I also come prepared to answer your questions. And so I believe in setting the expectation because your time is valuable. People often say that time is money, and I disagree. Time is not money. I can always make more money. I'm a money maker, baby. I will make money. We're all hustlers. We will make money, but I can't ever make any more time. And so time is way more valuable to me than money, and your time is valuable to me. And so I want to make sure that you get everything out of this that I promised, and you tell me at the end if I did. So the expectation is I want to provide some foundation for the mindset shift that's going to be necessary to overcome fear. And then I also want to provide you some tools to overcome fear and to leverage failure. Okay, so number one, I'm going to give you some foundation about how we need to shift our mind around fear and really understand it, and then tools so we can overcome it and to leverage the failure. So starting with mindset, we first want to define fear. And I know this may seem elementary because we've been doing it for years. I'm sure I got some readers out there and some folks that can spit it out, but I'm going to break this down. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or is a threat. I'm going to say that again for those that didn't catch it. It is an unpleasant emotion. It's an emotion that fear is something we feel, right? And it's caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, is likely to cause us pain or threat. Okay. And I'm sure some of you have heard the acronym that fear is false evidence appearing real, right? False evidence appearing real. Those are the letters in fear. We've all seen that acronym, or at least most of us have. But the base layer of that definition I just gave you, the thing that I want you to get out of that is belief. Belief. It is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief. Okay. And belief defined is the acceptance that a statement is true or something exists. Belief is our acceptance. And so fear's only power over us is power we have to give it. We have to give fear the power. We must accept it for it to be powerful. And so my first thing is I want you to shift your mindset and recognize that we must stop empowering fear. Stop empowering fear by accepting that what it is proposing is true. We're giving fear power by accepting the idea that whatever the fear is proposing to us is true. We have to remember that it is just a proposal. It is just a proposal. Think about this. When someone is trying to sell you something, we don't have to accept it. In fact, until we say yes and exchange our money, the sale has not happened. So the thing is, with fear, an idea of danger, an idea of threat, an idea of harm is being proposed to us. And instead of money exchange, fear is looking for an energy exchange from us to complete the transaction. Fear is looking for an energy exchange from you to complete the transaction. It's waiting on our approval, on our acceptance, and our payment by way of buying in order to make it real. It's only real if we accept it. It's only real if we accept the proposal and we create an energy exchange. So think about this. The moment we agree with fear, with the idea that there is danger or harm or threat, we've made a payment. The moment we act in accordance with the idea of fear and that there is harm and danger, we've made a payment. So we must stop empowering fear by making payments on the proposal. That's a contract we need not sign, okay? But the beautiful thing is, even if you are in the 2 or 3 category, right? Or even the 1 category, and you have accepted it, right? The beautiful thing is the sale is not final. You can always demand a refund. You can always demand a refund. You are the master of you. You have the right to change your mind about what you accept. You can say, you know what? This product, absolutely not. Didn't work out for me. You know what, fear? You didn't give me what I bargained for. Giving it back to you. You can always demand that refund. So again, we're going to stop empowering fear by accepting what's being proposed to us as true. And like I said, if you've accepted fear in some way, I want you to demand the refund. And now I'm going to tell you how we demand that refund. Okay. I want to give you my first tool that I personally use to debunk fear. A little disclaimer or little commercial. I believe in prayer. I believe in the amazing power of God. I believe in manifestations and miracle, and I also believe in therapy. And so this first tool I'm about to give you is something that I learned in therapy. Now, I paid for it, and I'm going to give it to y'all for free on this free workshop, okay? Because I want you to be free from fear. One of the tools that I got in therapy was using the Socratic questions. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of this before, but it's a method. It's a tool that is used in therapy, and therapists use this literally. You can rewire your mind around fear. Your mind remembers when you use these particular questions. Your mind latches onto the fact that the evidence that fear is trying to present is false. And so I'm going to tell you what those questions are. There are 3 of them, and don't worry, I want you to write the questions down, but I'm also going to walk you through how you deliver these questions to yourself. I have these questions in a note in my phone, and the questions are in a note that's saved, and the note is pinned, and it's at the top of the list. Because anytime I get anxiety about something or fear about something, I use this tool. So I ain't telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something I know. All right. So the first question is, has this ever been true? Whatever the thing is that's saying to you, you're going to fail, you're not good enough, you can't do it, whatever you're doing, okay? Has this ever been true? This thought, whatever the thing is. The second question is, usually, a lot of times, we're done by then because it's like, no. And your mind realizes, well, then, no, why would it be true now, right? The second question is it always true? Because sometimes we have a way of digging up one situation where it was true. And so the next rewiring is, well, is it always true? Okay. If you fell down the stairs today, do you always fall down the stairs? Are you never going to walk down the stairs ever again because you one time fell down the stairs? You fell down the stairs once. You don't fall down the stairs every day. You walk up and down them for years without any consequence. But today you had a little fall. It's not always true. So then your mind, these are things your mind already does in other circumstances. This is the process your mind goes through in other circumstances. We just get to some debilitating ones and we don't know how to apply it. So again, has this ever been true? It may be no, or it may be yes. Yeah, I did fall down the stairs that one time. Okay, well, is it always true? No, I'll walk down the stairs safely a lot. Okay, well then again, so then if for whatever, the last question I love, I always still go to this question is there evidence that it is true now? I promise you, you'll never have evidence because fear is false evidence. You'll never have real evidence that whatever the fear is true now. You never will. And so, like I said, that is helpful to you because as you go around these questions, like I said, they're in my phone. I can repeat them to you. I do them. And I'm like, all right, girl, get out of here. This ain't never been true. And if it was true once, it don't mean it was always true. There were many times you succeeded in that way or in that area. And is there any evidence that is true right now? No, no, no. And then my mind, my psyche literally rewires itself to understand why I'm safe right now. And so I'm going to give you an example. A lot of us battle with the term imposter syndrome. We don't like to talk about it. People don't like to say it, but it's a real thing. We struggle. We struggle in this idea that our talents and our ability and what we can deliver is somehow inferior to others, and that somehow people are going to think we're a fraud when we try to do this thing, right? And so I was struggling with that earlier this year, and I'm going to be transparent, just a moment of transparency, because I want to be as real with you as possible so you can see how it applies to your life and how the things I'm telling you are things I've had to work to overcome. So this newest venture that Susie was talking about, my Fire Starter program, I launched that in June of this year in the middle of the pandemic. I launched it. In fact, Tiffany Mercer Robbins, who is in the audience, is an amazing, because I believe in supporting amazing people, is an amazing graphic designer, and she designed my logo, okay? So she knows about it, and everybody stops me to say how much they love my logo. So I started that venture in the middle of this year in June, right? And it was the first time I'd done this. I'd been mentoring people for years. Even as Susie said, I've been coaching for years, doing some consulting, a lot of free advice, and I love it. I'm passionate about helping people be successful in their business. I don't feel it's right for me to have gone through what I've gone through and to grow businesses to these figures, and then I sit on the information and I sit on my learnings and I sit on what someone else could use to go further and faster than me. And so I'm just saying this because I have such a passion for it, but I was afraid that nobody would buy it. I was afraid that nobody would want it. I was so afraid that I held off on launching that thing for so long, y'all, till the point that what happened was we had even worked on the website. Website was done. We worked on the payment structure, all of that, but I'd held off on launching it. It was out there. I had done all that work, and fear had gripped me like, nobody gonna buy this. And if it's a flop, well, what about this? What about that? What if this doesn't work? And all that fear was all over me. And a crazy thing happened. My amazing marketing team just happened to mention in a post the program on social media. It was not a marketing post. The post wasn't even about the program. They put it like, how in the caption, you have blah, 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 everything's great, and then look at my dress, and look at my whatever, all this other stuff, and at the very bottom was like, if you want to help with your business, right, join Firestarter, like click the link in my bio. People started signing up, okay? So then I was forced to deliver, and I had to address my fear. And before that time, I basically was avoiding my fear. And I'm also going to give you another transparent moment. I was going through a really hard time in my life, some personal things. Sometimes when we go through some personal things, those things will affect our confidence. And I was under it. I was over it. And I just felt like if I couldn't be successful in this area of my life, I don't need to be launching no new thing. And so all this was going on. And so that's why I was avoiding the conversation with myself about fear. But when people started paying me, my integrity stood up and said, now you have to deliver, sis. You can't take people's money and not deliver the program that you said they could buy. And so I had to have this conversation with myself. So my Socratic questions looked like this. Mazda, has it ever been true that if you offered a valuable product or information, people wouldn't want it? Has it ever been true? And so I was like, well, there was that one lady. Okay, like I said earlier, well, is it always true? I was like, no. Is there evidence that it's true now? There's no evidence that it's true now because the evidence is actually the opposite. The evidence is contrary. People buying it. So get over yourself and go do what you need to do. So now when you apply those Socratic questions, what happens is instead of you being the imposter, fear is unclothed as the imposter. Your psyche recognizes that fear is the true imposter. And so the things you were worried about are baseless, and it gives you an opportunity to then move forward. All right, so that's tool number one, the Socratic questions. I hope you wrote them down, and you can watch the replay, and I know Susan put some of them in the notes. The tool number two in overcoming is mastering the art of repurposing failure. There is an art to repurposing failure. As I said before, failure is a gift. We truly comprehend, when we truly comprehend and digest that, we can then learn to fail forward, right? And let me tell you what failing forward means. Yes, that's mine. I think I'm a trademark it. I think there might be a book coming out of failing forward. But anywho, what that means is, from a simplistic point of view, is to fail. To fail means to be unsuccessful at a thing. And forward means to move forward as to make progress. And so failing forward means that when we are unsuccessful at a thing, this is for those that are in category 2 and 3, or even 1 that can recognize that we've had some failures and that's what's held us back with fear. So failing forward means that when we are successful, we use it to make progress, right? And there's always a lesson. Always we can use the lesson as a springboard to our next success. And Nelson Mandela said, "I never lose. I either win or I learn." That was the late great Nelson. He said, "I never lose. I either win or I learn." And I added to it that learning is winning, so I always win. Right? So that's one of my affirmations that I actually say to myself almost every day. I never lose. I either win or I learn. And learning is winning, so I always win. And that's how I start my day. That's how I go into my day, understanding that mindset. I believe that we sometimes spend so much time avoiding failure that we inhibit our own success. We spend so much time avoiding failure that we inhibit our own success. Sometimes our next success is right after the hump of the last failure. There was a lesson in it that you needed to help you make progress. And so when we recognize that that failure is a gift and that there's some opportunity for progress in it, then we have the opportunity to literally say, you know what? The next best thing is probably just beyond that last bad thing. And what I'm going to choose to do is fail forward. And then we can begin to come to the place that we almost look forward to failure. I have heard 6 and 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs, billionaires, talk, a 9-figure billionaires talk about how one of their favorite things is losing or failing so they can learn. They're like, oh, I got to learn. You got to fail a lot. You got to fail a lot so I can learn. It's an opportunity and it's a gift. So we use it to make progress. I want to give you an example of that. Again, transparent in my own life. I made a hire in 2019. This woman looked so good on paper, honey. Let me tell you, she looked like she was worth every dime I was spending on this nice, high 5-figure salary working for me, right? And so I brought her in and I introduced her to the team. I gave her this title, blah, blah, blah. And I moved so quickly that I skipped steps that I know I'm supposed to take in hiring. But I skipped some steps and I just went full force. Fast forward, this person ended up being so horrible that my entire team began to basically boycott. They were like, look, we need our jobs and we need these paychecks, but we're here, like they came in like for an intervention. We're here to say that if she is going to work that event, we don't want to work it. Like it was like a whole, so then I had to spend all this time unwinding her. It was bad. It was bad. Not only was she cancerous for the culture, on top of that, she wasn't doing the work. It was just so much. I was getting nothing for all this money I was paying her, but then I had to spend all this time unwinding her because, letting someone go is not an easy process when you don't want to get sued and you don't want to get, all of that. So I had to kind of tap on my HR skills to lead her. I eventually was able to lead her into to letting herself go, to quitting herself. So I had to deal with the firing and the other things because it just wasn't a good fit. And she wasn't willing to do the work. And so In that instance, I could have sat down and been like, oh man, you suck, Mazda. You really suck. You didn't spend up all this money and you didn't disenfranchise your team and you did all of this. But I learned from it. One of the things that I learned from that, what happened after that, because I was in a lurch, is I had one of my team members that had been with me almost the whole 10 years and step up and say, you never asked me about that role. I would love to fill those shoes. I would like to stretch myself. I'd like to go to the next level in my career. And I would like to have, if you're willing to invest in me, I'm willing to put in the time to learn the portions I don't know. And this person who was promoted to that position is literally killing the game. Like, she's running my company. She's my director of operations. She'd be running my company as if I don't even need to be there, as if I don't exist. And any entrepreneur who knows what it's like to have to do everything knows that it's a blessing when you have someone that you don't have to worry about what's happening next. But Mazda used the failure. I used the failure I made progress. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it hurt my pockets. And yes, I had to do some work and rebuilding the trust with my team and promising them that I would never skip steps again. And I learned that I would never skip steps again. But guess what? There was progress. And that employee has been critical. The person that I promoted, the team member that I promoted that had been with me and stepped up, she has been critical in my business running during the pandemic. She's one of the reasons we did not close our doors in 2020. So I was able to fail forward. I made progress, okay? So that's an example from my own life of that. So I want to move into my kind of final point, my final tool or my tip. Mindset is always number one. It's my number one go-to because, you know, how we think, it determines who we are, right? How we think, it determines who we are and how we are. Okay. But I didn't make it this far simply by changing my mindset, right? I had to do the work. And so my tool, my number 3 tool is about staying the course and doing the work. Stay the course and do the work. I want you to not gravitate toward what you want, but I want you to navigate toward it. Okay. To gravitate means to just kind of be attracted to something and kind of maybe move forward as it attracts you, right? But to navigate means to plan or direct the route or the course, right? And so we want to be navigating, planning and directing our route and our course. Once we start to debunk these issues, these fears, and these mindset things, here's what we have to do in our business and in our life. Like I said, often we gravitate towards things. We talk about the law of attraction and manifestation. If we manifest it and we say it, it'll happen. If we, speak those things that be not. And I believe in all of that, right? If we think it, it will come to us. If we set our intention to it, it will come to us because of the law of the attraction. Yes, some of that is true and it does work. But at what point do we stop only trying to draw things to us and speak things to us and do the work? We have to not only kind of mosey our way toward it as something attracts us or as it is attracted to us, but we must do is plan and direct the route and decide and stay the course so we can obtain our goals. We have to be intentional. We have to be specific in order for us to get the things we need. And this is why we're here today, right? It's time out for prayer and manifestation alone. That's not going to work. That ain't going to cut it. That's going to get you a little bit, but it's not going to work alone, okay? It's time to be intentional. We have to navigate and we have to stay the course. Another thing that we often miss is that there's a difference between a route and a course, okay? A course pertains to the direction, while a route pertains to the actual way that we go. We can always change the way that we're navigating, the way that we go. Things happen. You may have to get off the highway because the road is closed, or there may be a detour or whatever. You may have to turn on the GPS and get another way to get. Things happen, right? So the route that you're going to your goals and the things that you want may change, but you have to stay the course. The course is the direction. You know the address that you want to arrive at. And when you know the address that you want to arrive at, you must stay the course. stay moving in that direction. Be intentional about that direction. Even if the route changes, I have changed routes many times along my career. There have been many detours. There have been many moments, stumbling blocks. Nope, can't go that way. Got to go this way. Wait, can't go that way. But I know the address I need to arrive at the end. So it is important that we stay the course. And we have to do, and the way we stay the course is by doing the work to get us, okay, to the end, to get us to the address, to get us. We want to hear the navigation say, you have arrived. Y'all know that voice. You have arrived. You want to hear that, okay? We don't want to keep hearing rerouting. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear you have arrived. And you can arrive if you stay the course, okay? So I am just, that is my time. I'm going to recap really quickly. And I'm also going to say that a part of staying the course is potentially reaching out to professionals like Small House Publishing to help you get where you're going. I believe that professionals are sometimes our GPS. They are our navigators, your accountability partners, right? Are your navigators, right? So it's okay to ask for help when you need. Sometimes, I rarely get in the car anymore and don't turn on the GPS unless I'm going around the corner because I want to know what the traffic is like. I don't want to get stuck on 76 or any other highway. I want to go the fastest route because, again, I told y'all time isn't money. My time is more valuable than my money. So I need to get there in the most efficient manner that I can. And so I have some help. And so, again, I want to just mention to you that if you need help, get that help. Get those partners, get in a mastermind, use consultants, reach out to Small House Publishing, make that happen. And so just to recap, number one, I said stop empowering fear by accepting that what it is proposing is true. And to do that, the tool we use to do that are the Socratic questions. All right. Number two, we have to master the art of failing forward. Right? To master that art of failing forward, right? Okay, I was unsuccessful, but I'm going to use it for progress. And number three, stay the course and do the work. All right. I hope you all have gotten something from that. I thank you so much for hanging on in there with me while I got through that. I hope you have some questions. I believe that we have some questions, some time for questions. So Susie, let me know if you're coming back in the stream. Unmute yourself.
There we go.
We gotta hear your voice.
That was so good. So yes, guys, post your questions. We want to answer some questions. We're taking questions right now. Mazda, thank you so very much. I want to see, because I think I have a question myself.
Lay it on me.
I don't know. So you talked about failing forward, right? Because sometimes like failure becomes like the thing that is like our stumbling block. How do you pick yourself up out of like a massive failure? What do you do? Like, how do I get myself out of that rut that we get into when we fail at something? Like, especially if you're a perfectionist, like we can be,
Yep.
Failure can be that thing that really deters you. Like, how do I do that? How do I get out of the rut that I get into when I have failed at something?
So one of the things I believe is really reminding yourself of your past accomplishments. Reminding yourself of every place that you have succeeded before, right? And as you do that, again, you juxtapose, right, the failure against all of the successes, right? And so you're like, wait, okay, so if that means making a list, right? So I'm someone that often can do it mentally, but I know others really, it works for them to make a list. Make a list of all the ways, all the days and in all the ways that you have been successful and that you have picked yourself up before, and that whatever you were doing became better and became was better, more successful the second time around. So that's one of the things that I believe is really important. The second thing is support. After a big, loss, you need support. And again, I want to say, I talked about this earlier. I am really passionate about, therapy and support and allowing yourself the time to grieve the thing. Okay.
That's good.
Allow yourself the time to grieve that thing. If you have experienced a loss, I do not like the culture that says, like, I'm gonna tell you, a few years ago, I remember I went through a breakup, and one of my friends texted me, and she was like, she texted me, she's like, well, okay, no problem, but you got 2 more days to be upset. And I was like, I love you, sis, but I don't be upset as long as I want to be upset.
Right.
I'm going to grieve this and get that grief of the loss out of me. Now you're gonna make me teach on something else. Grieving and mourning are 2 different things. Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm.
You must grieve until the grief has left you. You must grieve until the grief has left you. But mourning is the act of so mourning is when we wear the black, when we do the things outwardly that help us heal, right? And now we sit around and tell the stories of something we've lost. So you mourn for the period. There's a stop time to mourning. Stop talking about the failure after a certain point in time, and stop wearing black after a certain point in time, and stop sitting in the house after a certain point in time. But the feeling, the release of grief, the release of the tears, the release that you need, that has to go on as long as it needs to go on. And so I don't believe in bottled up tears, honey. I will go to a bathroom in a minute. I'm gonna let it out. You ain't gonna stop me. You ain't gonna have me stopped up with my grief, because I've learned that if I heal correctly, right? If I heal from that thing correctly, I'll be stronger and able to do it. I feel like grief is almost like making sure you go to the doctor, you have the cast and it's stented right, and allowing the right healing process to happen. I don't want to walk with a limp forever. So I'm going to grieve right. I'm going to let it out right. And then I'm going to reach out to my support network and say, now y'all be here with me. Tell me how, and I have become great at being like, tell me how wonderful I am again. Tell me how I feel again. My friends know what they got to do. I'm like, yeah. Okay, give me that affirmation again. Okay, you have to have at least 1 or 2 people. And if you don't have them, go find your tribe. Find those people that can do that for you. Like I said, and that. So those are my tips on coming back from.
That was good. So coming back from a big failure, or a failure that kind of puts you in a rut, number 1, you have permission to grieve your failure any way that is necessary. Grieve it and mourn it, so you get out all of the emotions, all of the thought, all of those things. You get it out of your system. That was good. And number 2, having the right support system after you're done grieving, that's going to help strengthen you to be able to move forward. That was so good. Nikki Powerhouse has a question. Her question is, how do you not compare yourself with folks that are doing what you want to do? How do you not compare yourself with folks that are doing what you want to do?
That's a good one. One of my signature sayings is that can't nobody beat me being me. There's literally only one me. Nobody can beat me being me, right? There's nobody like you. Not one person has Nikki Powerhouse's magic. And I can say that for a fact because I have experienced that magic, honey. So there is no one that has that magic. And even though there are going to be people who do what you do, they don't do it like you. They don't have the secret sauce you have. There's not one person in this world who's exactly like you. Even your fingerprints tell you that, right? No one like you, and no one has had every single experience that you've had. So what you're going to pour into what you do, you're going to do it in a different way. So it's like I say all the time, I don't have any competition. Because can't nobody beat me being me. There's only one Mazda. And so when I show up in the market, the people that need my sauce, my magic, my experience, they are coming to me. I'm going to do the work to attract them and bring them and market to them. But they are coming to me, and they'll settle for not another because there's only one me.
That's good. That was good. That was good. Post your questions in the comments, guys. So my other question too was, dealing with, I heard someone say like imposter syndrome can be a good thing because it keeps us on our toes. It keeps us learning. It keeps us expanding ourselves in the area of our craft. But that also can be something that's very debilitating. It's feeling like you do not belong in a certain space. And sometimes, we have the thoughts of a lack of education, or lack of experience, all of those things are the thoughts that feed into kind of imposter syndrome. And by the end of it, it's like, well, I don't really belong here. How do we overcome that? Because sometimes those things are true. Sometimes I don't have the experience. I don't have the resume. I don't have the skill level, but I know that this is something that I should be doing. How do I combat those thoughts when, like you were talking about the Socratic questions, when it's true that I don't have all that it takes to really be in the space that I know I'm called to, that I'm destined to, that I'm gifted to? How do I do that? How do I get over that?
You have to go get what it takes. If you know there are certain skills that you need, you have to invest in yourself and go get it. You just have to. Like, there's certain things that I wanted to teach that weren't my expertise, but I wanted to give folks enough of it, so I had to go and learn it. So I was like, this is an integral part. Or I had to go get a friend or consultant or a professional and say, I'm going to hire you so you can deliver this value to my clients. You're either going to partner, collaborate, or learn the skill yourself, but you're going to have to go get what it takes. When it comes to like education and paper and degrees, I say all the time that it's not like those kinds of things, resume. I always say you may have the experience, but not the resume. It's all about you parlaying that experience and being wise about how you parlay that experience and working with folks and all of that so that you can use it in your portfolio, right? So you have to learn how to assign the right value to the things you have done. A lot of times we devalue the things we have done. And that's like when you think about people like, well, I'm just a housewife. It's like, just, girl, you're running a whole home. You paying them bills. You're a finance manager. You're a houseman. Like, it's like you are employing so many skills in your everyday life and your career, right? And you have to count those. And then where you find the gaps, you go and get that skill, or you go and get that partner or that collaborator with someone with that skill when you're building your team. But you don't stop because you don't have it. You realize, hey, at least I'm doing the work to think through it, and you bring what you need onto your team. I do so much. There's so much that I sell and do in my business that I'm not an expert at. But guess what? I'm extremely profitable because I know how to go get the person that is the expert. In fact, I have a client right now, social media. My business is primarily events production, other than the women entrepreneur program. It's primarily event production. That's the 7-figure business, right? And so I had a client that came to me and was like, listen, we're really not happy with our social media manager, but we love working with you. I know it's not your wheelhouse, but we'd really love to add this pretty significant size contract to your wheelhouse. Like, I've talked to you, you understand social, you understand marketing. I know you're not the person, but would you be willing to do that? Of course I would, because I have the resource, and I was glad to envelop that into our service offerings for that client and make that money.
That's good. That's good. Nikki S asked, how do you increase your discipline?
Ooh, how do you increase your discipline? So I don't think, I have a little bit different opinion on this. I think that often people confuse discipline with willpower. And it's not often about that. We have to really understand ourselves. There's often a lot of other things going on in terms of how you process information. If you're a creative, if you may have a touch of ADHD, like, you know what I mean? All of that goes into that. And we beat ourselves up because of what we think is lack of discipline. When really what we need are rituals and habits that help us to be as productive and as effective as we can. So for me, one of the things, I'll give you a simple example that has nothing to do with business, personal. Susie knows this, and other people that follow me know this. I never had been someone who ate right and worked out. I never worked out consistently in my life. I didn't like it. I'd be like, okay, I'm working out for a month, then I'm not. Then what happened was I had a situation where my body literally didn't feel good. I'm all about body positivity. Girl, be as skinny or as fluffy as you want. I believe in it. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're you. It wasn't about that. It was about, I was waking up in pain. My knees were cracking and hurting. And I was like, I really want to live a better life than this. I'm an event producer, and I'm running back and forth on radio headsets, on concrete convention center floors. And then I got to get in the bath for 2 days afterward. I got to do better. And so I created a habit. I told myself, Mazda, it's not that you don't have the discipline, but you don't have a habit, right? And so I created a habit of changing my night owl ways. And I decided the only time that work or life or people or family or fun could not overtake my plan to work out was if I did it before my day started. So what I was viewing as I'm just not disciplined enough to stick to it was solved 100% through a habit. So now, once I started getting the benefit, and then once you start getting the benefit of the habit and seeing the results, so then I started being like, oh my God, I feel better. I lost some weight. I felt better. I can run. If you need me to haul something, 50 pounds, I got it. Some that follow me saw me doing the push-up challenge. So all of this is from this habit. It wasn't about discipline. It was about me creating a habit. And the ritual I created, I go to bed at 10:30 every night. My phone goes on D&D at 10 p.m. If you want me, you're going to have to call me back to back. And I still might look at it and be like, no, I'm not doing that. Because my ritual, at my evening ritual, winds me down and gets me ready so that nothing will interfere with me starting my day the way I need to. And when I started working out consistently and I started getting efficient and productive, then 12-hour days literally turned into 8-hour days. Because I got such a focused mind. So sometimes the things that you think are you being undisciplined are just you need to give it a habit, and then you can see the benefits of that habit, and that'll further motivate you to create more habits and rituals to ensure that you stay the course.
That was good. That was good. Okay, so I need to work on that. I need to work on creating better habits, better rituals that's going to lead to better discipline. That was good. So Mazda, tell us how we can connect with you. How can everyone connect with you?
Awesome. So thank you for the opportunity. I thank everybody for your attention, your transparency. I'm so excited that you met me in this place. As I mentioned before, COVID allowed me the time and opportunity to launch my Fire Starter program, which is specifically for women, but I do coach men as well if they want it in a different way, who are ready to take the leap of faith to start, grow, or scale their business. I really despise coach culture. I feel like everybody has half the answers for all your money, and I'm not into that. I believe that if you're going to work with me, that you are going to have the answers, you are going to have the guidance, and you're going to be not spending time trying to figure out, but getting it done. So Susie is so kind that she put a number on the screen. And if you are interested in seeing if you're a good fit for my program, or if you have more questions, if you need me in any way, this is the way you can contact me. Yes, this comes directly to my phone. Yes, I respond personally. My team don't see it. It's not being filtered. It's on my phone. I am answering your text. So this is the number. Send me a text. All you gotta say is, hey girl, I was on the workshop. It'll ask you to confirm that you really do want to communicate with me, and then we're golden. So that's how you reach me.
Thank you. So that's the number right there, guys. So copy the number down, screenshot it, take a picture of it, whatever you need to do. And when we get off the line tonight, feel free to reach out. I promise you, she delivers. Okay. My girl delivers. And so that is our goal for this whole series of workshops. I want to make sure, again, like I said, I don't want to just say, oh, subscribe, follow. I want to make sure that what we're offering you is value, whether you're writing a book or you're launching any other type of business venture. We want to make sure that you have the tools that you need, that you have the support that you need, that you have the community. I am falling in love with our Small House Publishing family and community. I see y'all on the line tonight. I'm so excited about that. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you so much, Mazda, for how you poured out. Your energy is so amazing. So the workshop tonight was absolutely free. And we want to make sure we're going to have more free opportunities. We'll have some paid opportunities, but I always believe in sowing into good ground. So if you were on tonight, she didn't ask, of course, she never does, but for the value of what we got tonight, I believe in sowing in good ground. So this is her Cash App, guys. It's right down below. If you found value tonight, if you just want to be a blessing, if you want to sow into what she poured out tonight, please feel free to hit her Cash App tonight, tomorrow, Friday when you get paid, whenever. And just be a blessing. Good ground is important. God gives a seed he gives seeds to sowers. Okay. And so sow into this good ground. Hashtag Mazda Miles. You can follow her on social media. Let us know where we can follow you, Mazda.
You can follow me anywhere that there is social at Mazda Miles. So Instagram at Mazda Miles. Just type in Mazda Miles. You will see the photo that was on the flyer. That is my profile, and it's free and it's public profile. I don't do too much on Twitter, but if you feel like it, you can come on over there. And I am newly on Clubhouse, and I love Clubhouse. So I am spitting game on Clubhouse these days.
Yes.
All the nuggets out on Clubhouse. So if y'all follow me on Clubhouse, you can get more of this.
More of this. It was so good. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for coming online with us tonight. Stay tuned. Please follow Small House Publishing on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure that for those who just went directly to the link, make sure that you are subscribed. We have another workshop coming up in the month of February. We are going to be launching a writing coaching course over the summertime. I'm so excited about that. We will also have our official Small House Publishing open house and launch coming up this spring. We have new books coming out. We have just actually contracted new authors today. And so we have a lot happening at Small House that I am so excited about. And I'm so excited to have you guys on this journey with me as we grow, as we evolve. Thank you. And I hope you guys got everything you need to overcome that spirit of fear, overcome the fear of feeling like you're not good enough, overcome imposter syndrome, overcoming all of those things so you can live your absolute best life on purpose. Thank you. You guys have an amazing night. Listen, post on social media, please. Post on Facebook, post on Instagram. Tag me, tag Mazda, tag Small House Publishing. Let everyone know so that the next time we have an even, larger audience of people, not just to have the audience, but just more people can be impacted by what it is that we are offering in this workshop series. So thank you guys. I love y'all. I cannot wait to see all of the amazing testimonies and things that are going to come out of tonight's teaching. Mazda, thank you so much, my beautiful, beautiful friend. Thank you guys again, and we're going to see you again soon, so stay tuned. Good night, everybody.
Night.